Yo, what's good? It's your girl Mo back with another video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that notification bell and hit that make sure you the like button. The like button. I forgot the like button. Make sure you comment your thoughts and opinions in the comments. I love to read them. I love to see them. I love everybody expressing themselves, even if it's a different view than mine. I want to hear it, man. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the intro so we can get into this video real fast. It's gonna be try to be a quick one, all right? So let's get it. All right, so here on this channel, we like to go over topics of the latest stories bubbling in our communities first and world second. If it interests me, I may speak on it. All opinions are just that, they're opinions. There is, unless there's an underlying truth that's attached to it, using my senses to detect it. If it walk, talk, flap like a bird, I may call it a chicken or a duck. It's the same family. Don't get in your feelings, but seek truth, and you may find inner happiness along the way. We do not discredit anyone's contributions to this society, but simply reinforcing law and order when it comes to our heritage and foothold on the soil that lays beneath us. May peace be among me, you, and all the listeners tapped in. I am your host, Mo to Go. All right. All right. So, with that being said, man, let's jump right into it, man. Tyler Perry put out a movie a couple of days ago. I think it was on the 6th it dropped. I didn't watch it till I think a week after that, and that's the only reason I did watch it is because my friend had sent the movie over. So it was, where's the marketing for this movie? But anyway, we look, the movie is called The 6888, right? 6888. So I don't even know if you will say that's 6,888. I don't know. You got to put the on the back end. But anyway, it was during World War II. Basically, this black battalion. It was in the United States Women's Army Corps during World War II, Central Postal Directory Battalion. The mission was to clear a backlog of males that filled hangars. And if you don't know what those hangars are, the hangars is like what the planes and stuff go into, and they just pull it down. It's like, I think it's, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just gonna go over what I'm thinking a hangar is. Is what you pull your plane into. It's like a garage, all right? So it had mail stacked up to the ceiling of each of these garages, and there was a lot of shit out there, y'all. It was 3 years worth. They said it was 3 years worth, and they were stationed in Birmingham, England. All right, and they motor goat, and they motto was no mail, low morale. So, in all, they put focus in themselves that if the mail didn't get out to the troops and the soldiers and stuff, and the soldiers couldn't get mail out to their family, they have low morale dealing with Hitler and the army, right? The thing is that people were dying, people were living, and they was displaced and all this other stuff. You didn't know where you were stationed, and the families didn't know if they was living or what. They really didn't know anything. So you couldn't write to your loved ones, and the mail wasn't getting through. So it was a big, tragic, horrible thing that was going on. They had two main characters. Major Charity Adams was over that whole battalion, and also Lena was the main character of the star of the show. We was looking through the lens and the life of Lena on this show, all right? As I know it, only 2 survivors are still alive, and that's Fannie Mac. I don't want to butcher her name, but Fannie Mac Clendon, and Anna Mae Robinson. They are ladies that's still two alive from this era in history. And the battalion made a total of 855 women through 1945 to 1946. All right. So as I stated above, this was a movie about a black battalion. So I'm not going to discredit it from that in any kind of way. Like what these women went through was remarkable. And it was a time in history that really nobody could have did this but these ladies. So we're going to commend them for what they did and what they went through, especially at that time in 1945 to 1946. That was a rough time to be alive. That was a rough time to live through. So I can't even imagine what they was going through with being in the belly of the beast into another country, which was England, and doing a thing over there. So I just want to say that. I just want to get that out the way. But to tell you the truth, of this movie, Tyler Perry, the 688, did I like it? No, I did not like the movie. I don't recommend people buying to this story because it's a couple of things that I pointed out of this movie that I did not like. So it started off as a love story, right? But this is my thing. The story started off as a love story to a white man. And we just gonna be bluntly honest here. And this is not to you love who you love. This is not to discredit anybody for loving who they love. But just listen to me for a minute. The love story started off to a white man, a black woman to a white man. That main character Lena to the white man. All right. To begin to be great, to fuel her, fuel why she went to the army in the first place was because of his death. He died in the army. He went to the army. He died. Right. They hadn't even been dating. I would say they was flirting and stuff like that, and he was taking her home. Well, I guess it's a date, whatever. But they wasn't dating like that. But they hadn't even told each other like, I want to be with you. Let's get together. He was like, wait till I get from the army, and he ended up dying in the army, right? So to even begin the feud to be great, she had to get a letter that he had died. So the fuel of the death for the white man is what sent her. This is what's projecting. This is not me. This is what's projecting. And I know this may be a true story. I feel like it's a true story. It's a true story, but it's a story that needs more substance to it, man. Okay, so the next thing, the climax of the story was still, we in the middle of the movie, right? It's still the love for the white man, to the white man. So throughout the story, the white man would, he would reappear, even though he dead, to keep the steam going, because that's what needed the steam. You needed that white man to keep the steam going for the character, right? For the main character, Lena. Like she had nothing else to keep her going at this time. Nothing, no class, no colorism, no oppression, no, they was just running around in the beginning of this story happy as fuck. I mean, he pulled up to the school, did some white women, dissed 3 white women, let Lena jump in the back of his drop top, and she just living her life like she in California. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I asked my grandmother, and my grandma said it wasn't shit going on like that back then. But I don't know. Granted, they was up north, my grandma from the south. I don't know. She did live in New York at that at a point of time, but I don't know. That just don't seem right. And he was picking her up, didn't care who was seeing, didn't care nothing, was giving kisses, didn't care who seen him. Like I don't know. That kind of just seemed flickety to me. But hey, I may be wrong. So don't get me wrong. You love who you love. But if the intentions of this movie was to uplift black Americans, black people, or black women, then it failed for me. It's a no. It's a no. Because the love story that a black woman in the 1940s was only motivated to do these miracles, these things that was only fueled by the love of a white man. And when it that don't scream out, or they don't out scream, what these black women, especially all 854 other of them, accomplished in this time. And what else was going on during the world? So it don't out scream that to me. Like, yeah, I gotta go see the movie for yourself. A lot of people are giving the movie good reviews, but I'm gonna give it a bad one, not trying to go against the grain, but I'm just seeing something else. So why tell us this magnificent story from this angle? You have to ask yourself why, and that's the thing that I'm asking. I'm saying why, like why not from major charities angle? That, and if it couldn't happen, if you didn't have enough background on her or anything, like you don't have enough background on none of these women to tell their story from that angle. Like why project through this angle, through this lens? So I don't mean to rub anybody wrong. I don't mean to step on anybody's toes when I say that, and and giving my critics is just what I see. So, because I used to be a big Tyler Perry fan. I used to love Tyler Perry joints. My mama used to have the whole classics of Tyler Perry. When Tyler Perry put out his plays, he put out a big collection set. My mama had that. I mean, really, like, real talk. He came to Shreveport to the Strand Theater. Great dude, man. I really like his stage plays. Even when he got into movies, I love the movies. Even though they look cheap and cheesy, and I think we all can agree that they looked cheap and cheesy. I think it was Why Did I Get Married? One, like, on one scene, like the opening scene, like, he, instead of snow, he just put like blankets. He just like put like blankets on the house. But who cares? It's Tyler Perry. We were supporting him. You know what I'm saying? And to say that Tyler Perry put a lot of people on, I don't know anybody that's stupid outrageously famous as Tyler Perry, or I don't see anybody that's from a Tyler Perry play that wasn't already doing their thing where they was. Especially just think about the Brown family. The Brown family was known for singing with Kurt Franklin and the family. Granted, they didn't really have a voice outside of that. I don't know. You know what? I'm lying, because she did do a lot of acting in the background. But that was the background. Now she's on forefront. So we could just say that Tyler Perry put a lot of people on and leave it as that. We don't want to discredit the man from whatever he's doing, okay? So, and he reuses a lot of his actors and stuff, and that's understandable, man. That's Tyler Perry, man. When you get your hands on somebody who's stable and trustworthy and hard working, you really don't want to let them go, and you use them again and again, and that's cool. Do your thing, Tyler Perry. What Tyler Perry did, and I know I'm talking fast, y'all, because I want this to be a shorter video, because it's not that much of substance to go through, but I really want to put my touches and talk points on this movie. Tyler Perry was able to do what nobody else did, and that's get to the church folks. For real. In the Baptist church, Southern Baptist churches, older women, Tyler Perry did what he did with these older women. And I believe that was the case because he saw himself in them, and they saw themselves in him. Let's just keep it a buck. People went out and supported Tyler. And when he got on and more recognized and made more moves, what he did was soaked up the game with people like Maya Angelou, people like Oprah, people like Cicely Tyson. You know what I'm saying? And they say he paid well. They say Tyler Perry paid well when he do work with his people. He pays well. He pays their worth, and I love it. Even Tyler Perry Studios, when he brought it was a plantation. One of the biggest self-owned studios in the United States. I love it. But I gotta give a criticism. Most of Tyler Perry shows, TV shows, and movies now, they made up, and that's okay. We make up stuff, right? But his movies would always have this fucked up storyline to it, it kind of just like, what is that doing there? It's like some stuff just be boom, out of place. Like, what is that doing there? And it's just, I don't know if it's just me. It may just be me, but with someone who is great as Tyler Perry and who he's become, I feel like we deserve more. Don't we deserve more? I feel like we deserve more because we as black people supported Tyler Perry and we pushed him to the point that he was at. And I know you could say, oh, what God gives you, and that is for nobody else, and nobody else did that. No. God puts you in positions, but God, if he puts you in a position of people that comes behind you, he's gonna if he puts you in a position of people that before people, and you are entertaining people and you telling this story and everything like that. That's because we put things behind you, sir. We supported your movies. We supported your, first off, we supported you. Then we supported your plays. And we went out and brought these plays. We brought these tickets that gave you momentum to get to the next level. Now when you on this movie level, we went out to the box and we went and we supported these movies. So I feel, and I know y'all probably feel different because a lot of people do feel what theirs is theirs, right? But without that support, you wouldn't be who you are. And I feel like we deserve more out of it because we as black people supported you, okay? And we pushed them to the point. And why should we be quiet when A, you're doing well, B, you're not pressured to still grind out here. Let's be honest. You're a billionaire. Big B, little B, whatever you want to call it. You have our undeniable support. Whatever Tyler Perry does to this day, we're gonna run out there and support it. Point blank, period. You reached a level of success as ownership. And we commend you for that. And D, you have the time. And I know that Tyler Perry has time on his hand, and money may bring you a little time to do something. But I heard a saying that said the more money you have, the less time you have. The more time you have, the less money you have. But you have time because at one of Tyler Perry, I can't remember what movie, but at the end of the movie, he was dressed up as Beyonce. He was dressed up as Madea, as Beyonce at Coachella. And what exactly did that have to do with any fucking thing? Like blowing his hair in the wind. It didn't even have nothing to do with the movie itself. It was in the credits and shit. You know? So I just feel like you need to produce more things of substance that could shed light without psychologically continue to do what they have already done to us on some MK Ultra shit. You know what I'm saying? And I know you got the resource for it. Bring us that raw truth. Because a lot of people who not as big as Tyler Perry is, they trying. But doing some things right never get as big as doing little wrong things. You know? They may not have a really big effect on our people, but you have to think about afterwards, you know, how they think and move afterwards. It always plays a big effect at the end. So with that being said, let's talk about the actors, y'all. Let's talk about the actors. One is Kerry Washington. Everybody knows Kerry Washington. She plays in a lot of different movies and everything like that. But I want to get down to what she said. If I could pull that up, let me see. I ran across this article she put out in the Irish Examiner. And basically, let me just read real quick what she say, and I'm going to let y'all make y'all analysis and y'all thoughts about it. I probably ain't going to even really talk about it that much, but I want to say something about it. Kerry Washington. My mom read that Kerry was a reference to the Black Irish. All right, as a star in Netflix war drama, The 688, the American actress tells Esther McCarthy about the fantasizing story of the black female regiment and the Irish origins of her name. So just listen to what she's saying. And sometimes you have to think about what these people are saying, bro. Listen, a visit to the kingdom has long been on United States actress Kerry Washington's wish list. After all, she is named after the Irish country, or county, the Irish county, a name chosen for her by her mother, who wished to embrace her European heritage. And in the 70s, so I'm thinking 1970s, a lot of black people were naming their kids very Afrocentric names to honor our blackness and embrace their heritage, says Washington. My mom is of mixed heritage. Both of her parents are Jamaican, but she comes from a British, Irish, Scottish line in Jamaica. Some indigenous, some African, and some European. Listen now. She wanted to name me something that was connected to a heritage, and she thought that the Gaelic, whatever language, was so beautiful. But she also had read that Kerry was a reference to the Black Irish, that it means dark one. For her, it felt like a way to embrace all sides of her. They also didn't know what gender child they were having, so they wanted to pick a unisex name, so Kerry it was. Washington has been keen for a long time to see the place she's named after and looked at visiting with Irish actor Andrew Scott, who she got to know while filming blah blah blah. Wake up the dead man. Wake up dead man. Whatever. I just love Andrew. Kept saying to me, "You have to go to Ireland this summer. You are named for County Kerry." Every time he was going, I was filming. I wasn't able to get there, but I'm down to go. In the meantime, listen here. In the meantime, Washington is exploring another side of her culture. Another side of her culture. She stars in the 688, exploring another side of her culture. She stars in the 688, a new film that features a unique slice of WW2 World War II history. Filmmaker Tyler Perry Movies tells the story on the first only women's Army Corps unit, blah, 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 overseas, facing racism and sexism. They were determined to serve their country and make a difference. Washington played Major Charity Adams, the commanding officer. Listen what else she said. I'm getting there, y'all. Listen. I know I'm not a good reader, but here we go. I learned about them just a few days before Tyler sent me his idea for the film. Actually, says Washington, I used to do a series on Instagram called Black Her Story. I dressed up as different women from Black history, like Rosa Parks and Grace Jones. My social media director brought me an article about the 688 battalion, and said, why don't we do one of these women? I spent the weekend doing the photo shoot, she says, adding that she opened a mail from Perry about the film days later. It just felt like divine coincidence, and I knew that I wanted to be part of it. Adams, who Washington played her own part in history, leading the first African American women unit of the Army overseas during WW2 and preparing to bring her to the screen. There are different challenges when it comes to playing a person who has lived, she agrees. I've been really lucky in my career that I've been asked to play a bunch of people who are either real characters from history, like Anita Hill, uh, even Ray Charles' wife, okay? Della B, um, inspired by real people like Olivia Pope. I would say it's twofold. In some ways, it's a lot easier because there's so much source material. There's so much research that you could dive into. Charity Adams wrote fantastic memoir called One Woman's Army that I devoured more than once and then was constantly referring to. There were interviews with her, footage of photographs. I could talk to people who knew her, worked with her, and that's all good a part of it. The downside is so much pressure that there's so much source material to compare you to, and there are loved ones. Her children are still alive. Um, so I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but you get the gist of what she's saying. Basically, she's saying she tapping into a culture that she never knew anything about. Right? She never knew anything about the culture. That's what I wanted to say about That's what I want to say about her. She never really knew anything about the culture. Her mom is pushing her off as to be Black Irish when she's from European descent. Um, it's just the exploring part for me is what's getting me. The other side of her culture is, it's weird to be playing these parts, y'all, and you have no feeling behind it. You have no feeling behind it, so it's weird to be playing this part, man. And that's the kind of things you do with cartoons and made up shit. It really is. It's the type of things that you do with cartoons and made up shit. We're not made up. We're not cartoons. You just can't just pop in. We're talking about history here, man. So let me go down to the main character. So I don't know, man. The main character, her real name is Ebony. I can't say her last name. Obasadine. It's her last name, I think. Obasadine or something like that. Y'all let me know. But the thing that bothers me about her, she's from Africa. She's from Africa. She's an African actress, man, and she plays the main character in this joint. She's the one that's crying over the white man. She's the one that's crying over the white man. Hell, the white man is even from He's a UK actor. Hell, he ain't even an American actor. Greg Sulkin is his name. Greg Sulkin. Hell, you might as well got Drake to play it. To be honest with you. And this made me go back and I was like, what else Tyler Perry has put out that's supposed to have some substance to the black community to uplift us. And I looked at Jasmine Blues. Now I watched Jasmine Blues and I really liked Jasmine Blues. That was a really good movie. And then some said, go research the actors on that movie. I researched the actors on that movie, and the light skinned woman, because we don't judge anybody for being light skinned, because back then, I mean, we all got some distinct. We was mixed. We got mixture going on in our blood. Okay, that's just point blank. From slavery. It just happened. So we don't down anybody for that, because we know once a little bit of black is in, mixed in, they gonna do the 1% drop rule. They gonna do the drop rule and say, hey man, you black, but you have to identify with your black side. And that's one thing I look up to Dr. Umar about. Like, you have to identify with your African side somewhere. So Jasmine Blues was another love story of this light-skinned, very, very fair, light-skinned woman. And the black dude was crazy about her. The families didn't want them together, but they still found a way to be crazy about each other because they was crazy in love, okay? But I looked into the actor, and the actor, Salia is her name. Solia. And I can't even say her last name. That's how you know foreign she is. Prefer, I think the P is fucking silent. I don't know. But she's Zimbabwe. She's Zimbabwe. So, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Even the girl that's in the movie that we talking about with the Tyler Perry movie, the 688, even the girl that she played, the mulatto girl, she played mulatto. Well, they said she was mulatto, and they got really mad on the movie, and then somebody corrected her and was like, she's not mulatto. She's white and Mexican. Yeah, her name is Sarah Jeffrey, and she's Canadian. Like, what the hell is really going on here? Look, this is what I'm saying. When it's something dealing with our history, don't fumble it. Don't play us. Don't pass down. Don't play us on this shit. Cause at the end of the day, don't think that. Yeah, at the end of the day, don't think that you won't and can't, you can't be brought off your high horse. Our people don't have to have the same luxury as other people's to play with their history right now. You know what I'm saying? So don't have the luxury. We don't have the luxury to just wait and just sit down and just let you tell a story that's really confusing and has a behind has a behind malice to it. We don't want to hear bad shit about the people that's playing these parts. They talk slick out their head, like the Cynthia Erivo girl. Like, they got her out here playing Harriet Tubman, and she said very much disrespectful shit to Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? Foundational Black Americans. So we have to, not only do we have to protect our history, we have to fix it. We have to replace it. We have to clean up what's dirtier. We have to fix what's been broken. We have to rebuild what's been torn down. And we have to protect what's unprotected. So, message to Tyler Perry. If you're going to be out here, you're going to tell our stories. We have a right to contradict you and interfere with you and intervene and put ourselves in intersect whatever you're trying to put out to tell our stories, man. If you're going to tell it, you got to tell it the right way. You got to tell it in a respectable manner. You got to get you some actors that's have a feeling for this, a passion of this, because it's just not everybody's story. You're not just trying to get people just to play these parts just to be like this, because you can find Black American, foundational Black American people to play these parts. Plenty of people out here would have played the hell out them parts. So it's not about going to get these people that, and we don't want to fuck with them just because we don't want to fuck with them. No, we want to see them in other stories and stuff like that. That's cool. But when it comes down to this, our history is so delicate. It's so delicate. You just don't bring everybody in to be playing willy fucking nilly. And then they get on the internet and they talk really greasy about us. And not saying that these two women have talked greasy about us. I don't fucking know. But really, to tell you the truth, I don't fucking care. I don't really care. It's the fact of there's plenty of beautiful black American, foundational black American actress out here, actors out here, producers out here, ready to get started, ready to get their foot in the door, and ready. We've been ready. We've been ready. So don't get on here and flip flop, especially with these bullshit ass stories, telling us the story from the angle that you're telling them from. That has no substance in making us great. We didn't even really hear about the struggles in this movie. We heard, oh, it's hard, it's been bombed and shit. No, we want to see them cry. The only time anybody ever cried on this movie was when it was the main character for the white man. The other bigger lady, she cried because she wanted to hit somebody in the face, but for saying, get your shit together. But that's it. That's it. That's it. Man, come on, man. We gotta do better, man. All right, man. Look, y'all let me know y'all comments, thoughts, and opinions in the comments. And yeah, man, we gonna take it from there, man. We holding everybody accountable. We pressing up. Y'all seen what happened to Fat fucking Joe. You seen what happened to Kamala. Like, we not playing around. If anybody step wrong, we stepping on your toes, man. And we going to do it as a collective. FBA all day. Motor Goat, y'all be safe out here. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be bringing y'all more heat, more opinions, and more topics, man. We going to get on it, all right? Y'all be easy.